it was refreshing. It was, like totally in a different world. And I could see that like, oh yeah, that's really beautiful. I definitely count the importance of PhD. It is really important in two different ways. One, you definitely boost your confidence up. And second, it develops your research skills and it also develops your, I would say, people skill, you know, like until you are in your master's, like you are a student. When PhD, you are more than a student. And what I love about university environment, like it is really difficult to find in other fields. Like people are really approachable there. People are really grounded and they are interested to help you. And I remember my one of my mentors when I was there for my graduation, like she was more happy than me. Actually, I could see that like lovely. Two things that I would really push for. One, be proactive. Try to find as many opportunities as possible and be proactive with your supervisor. Don't expect your supervisor to manage you, manage your supervisor. And your peers are always there. And that also helps you to develop network as well as get support. And peers are always lovely. Sometimes you may not understand what professors are saying, but definitely your peers, they will tell you what you understand. I don't remember the challenges, in your PhD life. You always have ups and downs for sure. Sometimes you would get frustrated. Sometimes you don't want to continue your project or something like that. That happens. That happened to me. Yeah, particularly after I came back from my field work with a lot of data. At one point, I was thinking like, oh, why did I start this thing? I could have dropped. When I started my PhD, you asked me like, did you have any plan? I had plan to go back to Nepal and work in migration, but it was not really clear pathways. And these days, like when people ask me like, oh, I'm thinking about this. What do you think? And I usually ask them back like, why do you want to go for your PhD? Why do you want to have a PhD? I always ask that question. And, like, think about your future. Do you want to go to academia or do you want to go to something else? Or why? Like, what's the main purpose? And you can be emotional, but think realistically what you want to do. Like, I was emotional when I started my PhD. That's what I probably pre-PhD, I could have asked that questions to me. Before PhD, I was planning to go back to Nepal and work on the internet, like migration issues there. That's why I started my PhD on migration because migration is a major issue. It's because of the climate change. A lot of people are unemployed, population is big, employment opportunities are limited. They go to multiple countries and there are exploitation and so on and so forth. And I wanted to go back to Nepal. That was my pre-PhD plan. Maybe I need to say sorry to them now. What I'm doing now is also very important, and I feel kind of proud of it. I had a lot of responsibilities. I had to help my children, blah blah, and I was thinking about all of them. Now children are grown up. Now I can think about alternatives like, oh, maybe I need to go to academia and like share my experience, international development that I have done. That's what I'm thinking, but I have not decided yet.